Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we haven't seen yet. I'm one of your hosts, Betsy, and with me is my co-host, Trent.
I'm here.
You're here. So we're done with Twilight now.
Thank God.
We're moving on to just back to normal, whatever we feel like doing.
And we figured, why not do the complete opposite end of what Twilight is?
Why not? So we're doing a wholesome family movie. We are watching Paddington, so from 2014. I don't think there's any real reason that either of us have not seen this other than we just didn't get around to it. Standard fare for kids movies.
Yeah. So Paddington was like famous for the longest time of having like the highest rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It had like 100% Rotten Tomatoes rating for the longest time.
For like months or years.
Yeah. I don't know if that record has ever been like beaten. Like, right now, it's at, like, 97.
It is an incredibly
8 years later.
Well-loved movie.
Sure.
Critics and audiences alike.
Right. And, of course, the reason why we haven't seen it, like you said, there's not really a reason. Because, you know, it's kind of a family movie, kids movie kind of a thing. But it is universally loved.
Right. And if a movie has that higher rating, no matter what it is, we usually will eventually get to it.
Yeah, we get around to it eventually. When it comes to Netflix or HBO or whatever else, if we're looking for something to just throw on, sure, we'll do that. But we have a podcast, so we have to watch some trash sometimes. So that was the last 5 episodes. For the foreseeable future, we are going to be doing just kind of rando movies that we want to see.
Yeah, so I'm hoping this is not trash. I doubt very much it will be.
Yeah.
But Trent, you have kind of a limited knowledge about Paddington from our previous conversation before we started recording. What do you know about Paddington?
Not a whole lot. It's a kind of an animated thing. Paddington is a bear, an anthropomorphic bear.
Yes.
That can speak and walk around and wear a trench coat and whatever else.
He is an iconic British character because it's a children's book.
So Paddington is like a character that has gone on, like a Winnie the Pooh type, right?
This is a very British bear. He is an iconic character in children's literature.
And that right there, I think I've known the name, but I had no context to what it was. So I have no really frame of reference to what Paddington is, other than what I've heard through the grapevine.
Well, I think it's a station. Isn't it Paddington Station?
It's possible.
I think it's a train location.
Maybe it's like their mascot or logo or something.
So that's probably where his name comes from. But yeah, he wears a little blue raincoat and a red hat.
Sure.
And that's his iconic look.
Yeah.
I know this is set in London. I think there's maybe one actor who immediately comes to mind. I want to say Hugh Bonneville is in this movie.
Don't know who that is.
I know Hugh Grant is in the second one, but I don't know if he's in this one.
And Betsy, you're going to be just the person to be the expert on this stuff because you watch Doctor Who, you watch
Downton Abbey.
You know all of the Brits.
Yes, I suspect that I will recognize most of this cast, and you will be like,
It's going to be over my head. So I'm going to try to learn the character names more than anything else.
Yes, but this is one of those kind of mixed things. It's live action, but there's an animated bear.
Yeah.
And the only other real thing I know about Paddington is there's that Twitter account where somebody photoshops Paddington into other movies.
Right.
Until he forgets.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, that's the only other context. But yeah, I think you and I don't really know what we're going to see because we are not British. We did not grow up with this character. I know a lot of people, like, I've heard of Paddington. I'm not oblivious to the existence of this character, but I don't know the significance. I don't know his story. I don't know why he can talk. I don't know why he likes to wear clothes. I don't know why he has moved to the city because he's a bear.
Sure, he's a country bear. So like I don't know whether or not he is like literally a bear that just happens to be able to talk, or if he was a bear and then something happened to him.
Magic.
Some kind of magic juice got on him and he ate some magic honey.
Maybe.
And he just now can walk and talk.
Right. Which is a lonely life for a talking bear.
And I have a feeling we're probably not going to get an answer here. It's probably just going to be just kind of a fun adventure.
No, you have to...
A bear in the big city.
You have to go along with this ride because that's the kind of movie it is.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so let's go find out. We're going to go watch Paddington from 2014, and we will be right back. And we are back. Trent, that's Paddington.
That was delightful.
That was so stinking cute and funny. Yes. And I now understand why this had such a high rating for such a very long time.
How can you hate a movie like this?
This was precious. This is charming and funny, and it looks great.
Yeah.
Like, it's vivid and interesting to watch. Yeah.
I likened this movie to a British Wes Anderson movie.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Yes,
there are certain sequences that just scream Wes Anderson.
The way the camera kind of pans across the screen, the way there's like this diorama a couple of times with all the different family members in different parts of the house.
Explaining their quirkiness.
With the voiceover by Paddington.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yes, the brightly colored clothing.
Yes.
The brightly colored bedrooms.
Everything.
The quirky wallpaper. Mm-hmm. Oh yes, this is very British Wes Anderson. It's more humorous, like it's more in your face about the humor than his. His is usually so dry.
I'm just kind of talking about the look of everything.
Oh, aesthetically, I had the exact same thought, yes. Yeah. And I didn't know it was Ben Whishaw who did the voice of Paddington.
And for those of you who do not know the name, he is the guy who played Q, the new Q in the most recent Daniel Craig James Bond movies.
Yes. And he's another one of those guys that is in many, many movies, lots of TV shows, very British, well-known actor, but not like famous.
No, he's not famous over here.
No, but I saw him in a movie once where he played a poet. And in conjunction with that, there's actually recordings of him reciting poetry. So he has one of these really just soft, soothing speaking voices. And
he did a great job in the voiceover. He's got a lot of feeling into it, and he did everything, like all of like the grunting and the running and the out of breath stuff.
Yep,
that's all him.
He's committed.
So he very much committed to that.
Yes, and he was really good. And as I predicted, every British actor one could summon just kind of shows up in this.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Oh yeah, Jim Broadbent is in this, and Michael Gambon, and 2/3 of the cast of Harry Potter. It seems like, because you had Imelda Staunton was in this, and Julie Walters was in this. All people.
So far, I don't know any of these names you were saying, Betsy.
But you do know them. I know you've seen them in the very least in Harry Potter. Like every one of those people I just named was in Harry Potter. I was right. Hugh Bonneville is in this. He's probably best known for being in Downton Abbey. He's the father.
Yeah.
The other thing I know him from, I actually knew him from this before Downton Abbey, was he's in Notting Hill.
Okay.
So in the 90s. Sally Hawkins plays the mother. Mm-hmm. If you remember, she's in The Shape of Water.
Yes, that is the only thing I've seen her in. I very much recognized her. And then there was Peter Capaldi, who was the nosy neighbor.
The nosy neighbor.
I am aware of him. He was former Doctor Who.
He was in Doctor Who when he made this. This corresponded with that time frame.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Matt Lucas. I had to look up his last name. The bald cabbie.
Oh, yeah.
He's, again, one of those dudes that just sort of shows up places.
Sure.
Most recently, he's been on the Great British Baking Show. He's one of the hosts.
All right, sure.
So go figure. But just a lot of random little people who show up.
And, famous Brit Nicole Kidman.
Close enough. As an evil taxidermist.
She's the villain.
I did not remember she was the villain in this. I didn't remember she was in this at all.
No.
But she was good because it's the kind of movie where everybody just sort of commits to the bit.
Yes.
Even if it's completely stupid and silly.
I have my problems with Nicole Kidman. As an actress, I don't think she's that great. But in this, she didn't have to work that hard.
She's playing a caricature, and it's believable enough.
Sure.
She doesn't have to be actually evil. She doesn't have to actually be terrifying.
But she's game to go to that place to be the over-the-top, evil taxidermist, which is a thing I don't think has ever been thought of before.
An evil taxidermist.
Right. And of course, the only gun in the entire movie is a tranquilizer gun.
Correct. Correct. She's not that terrible.
That's the British version of an evil plot.
But of course, when she finally gets him and she's gonna do her dirty work, she's got like a big butcher knife, like a big cleaver on the table.
Yeah.
So it's just like there's a lot of implied nefariousness.
She also says, "Oh, sure, I can stuff a human."
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, she cray.
By the end, definitely.
Absolutely. But I think the whole premise works because everybody just goes with it. This entire movie. Like, the first time Paddington shows up, he gets to the train station, as I remembered, I was correct, Paddington Station, and it's a talking bear, and everyone just walks past
Everybody's
him.
just completely nonplussed. It's like, oh, get away from me.
Yeah, and then when the family sees him, it's a talking bear. Don't talk to him. He's
back.
trying to sell you something.
And of course, Sally Hawkins, being the kind lady she is, she comes over and says, Do you need a place to stay?
Yep.
And of course, all of this movie is just a trope, and I still like it.
Oh, they are like so literal at times.
Yes.
But it's adorable. So yeah, like the thing you're just talking about, I know what you're getting at. He's sitting under a sign at the train station that says lost and found, but it only says lost.
Right.
And then when she comes over and is like, do you need help? The little found light turns on.
It's very subtle humor, subtle jokes in some parts of it. And the rest of the movie, it is just full-on British humor.
Oh, this is very wry, dry.
Yes.
But then other times, it's like almost blink and you'll miss it kind of humor.
Yeah, like that sign joke is very much blink and you will miss it.
Oh yeah, well, and then there's other stuff that's not even, you're almost supposed to miss it. So like when they go to the train station the first time, or when they go to the underground, excuse me.
Yeah.
And they're walking through and they're telling Paddington, keep up and mind yourself and, don't get into trouble. And there is a poster. There's like posters for different shows happening on the West End. And one of them is the importance of being earnest.
Yep.
Do you understand the significance of that?
No.
So in The Importance of Being Earnest, the main character doesn't know his identity because he was found in a handbag at Victoria train station.
All right, then.
So there's a joke in there about somebody being found in a train station.
All right.
And it's just a poster, but if you know that story.
And of course, they had other posters there too. I saw a Sweeney Todd poster there. And
Yeah. But then there's another one later where he's flying with the umbrella, and they show Judy in her classroom, and they're reading A Winter's Tale by Shakespeare, and they cut it off, but they say one of the most famous transitional lines, exit pursued by... Do you know how that line ends?
I don't, and I saw you react. I heard you react to that line, and I don't get it, so please elaborate.
The line is exit pursued by a bear.
Okay.
And literally, it has like nothing else to do with the rest of the show. But in the play, there's stage direction that says exit pursued by a bear. So they say the line, but then somebody in the classroom like screams, "It's a bear!"
There's also the moment with the same thing where the robber is in his vehicle and his his sat nav tells him to bear left, and he looks left, and there's a bear. That was one of the best ones. The subtle stuff is what really gets me.
Oh, it's very cheeky and very adorable, and I loved every minute. I had such a big smile on my face this entire movie.
Nice to have that happen sometimes.
Oh my gosh, yes. Like this has filled me with joy, this movie.
Absolutely.
So let's get to it. Let's talk about some other things about this.
Yeah.
Because, there's not like a whole lot of plot. It's a bear who gets into mischief.
It's an hour and a half. So thank you, whoever made this movie, for being an hour and a half movie.
Understanding that you don't have to drag things out sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes a tight 95 minutes.
90 minutes. Come on.
You
can do it.
Yes.
I believe in you.
I believe in you.
So we start about 40 years in the past, where we have an explorer going off to Peru, the darkest Peru.
Yes, on an expedition.
Yes, as you do back then. exploring the unexplored. That
Right.
was still a thing in the 20th century.
It's like the beginning of Up, where it's like
Yes.
the old-timey newsreel.
Yes.
Like, I found myself in darkest Peru, and then I came across an undiscovered species of bear.
And I loved the little moments where he's just saying, I brought along this and I brought along that. And it's like a fucking cartoon
Yep.
of like the people bringing along a modest timepiece, which is like a grandfather clock
A piano.
and a huge piano.
He brings a piano, only the essentials for his expedition.
And I knew right away, okay, if this is the kind of shit you're going to throw at me, I'm there for it.
Oh yeah, and he finds an undiscovered species of bear that just sort of it doesn't speak English. They
Right.
don't speak English, but they're just like super chill and they like rescue him.
Right.
And they swap stories and he shows them,
Well,
this
and-
is London.
Right, and the bears like start to learn his language because
Yep.
they're smart. And they haven't encountered language before, but they're very, very intelligent.
They have their own language, but they don't speak English.
Right.
But they love marmalade. He introduces them to marmalade.
Indeed.
It's, you put it on toast, or you drink it.
We chug it in that case.
Oh, yeah. And so they have this lovely time, and they kind of learn each other's culture, and he says, if you ever come to London, you will be most welcome.
Yeah.
And these are the bears that are Paddington's aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
So they're now very old, and
40 years later.
it's the two voices here are Imelda Staunton and Michael Gambon. So these two people, I told you, Michael Gambon is Dumbledore.
Right.
He's the second Dumbledore.
I knew I recognized his
Oh,
voice.
he has such an iconic voice.
I didn't know the woman.
Yes. She is also in Harry Potter. She
Of course.
is. Oh God. So this is gonna just out me as not being a huge Harry Potter fan. The woman in pink who is just like, I
Oh.
shall not tell lies.
Okay,
The,
okay.
the horrible bitch.
The
woman.
horrible woman. Yes.
Yes.
All right, fine. It's her. Fine.
What's her face? I can't think of her name. Sorry, Harry Potter fans. She's not worth remembering because she's awful. But yeah, they're his aunt and uncle, and they don't actually say his name because he, at
No.
this time, doesn't have a human name.
No.
He has his bear name.
Because the other two were given names by the explorer.
Yes, they were, and a hat.
And a hat.
Uncle was given a hat.
Yes.
And they're all very excited because it's Marmalade Day.
Yeah.
Which also, do oranges grow in Peru?
Sure.
For the
In
sake of
darkest
this,
Peru?
for the sake of this story, we're going with yes.
Sure. And I don't know what else goes in marmalade. Have you ever had marmalade?
I mean, it's like a jelly. It's like
It is a
jam.
jelly.
It's just
Yeah.
more chunky, fruity.
Sure.
So I think I've probably had marmalade, but not recently and not often.
If I've had it, it's not good marmalade.
I don't know if
It's
you'd
like-
be into marmalade.
It's like like one of those things that come in like a packet. Like you're at a restaurant and it comes like you get the little butter pat and you also get the jelly on the side. I think I had something like that.
Possibly, yes. It is sometimes something that they have at restaurants,
Sure.
but, you know, it's much more a British thing. Marmalade is a very British choice.
Much like was it Vegemite? That's very much an Australian thing.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'm ever going to try Vegemite.
We might have to go to Australia.
Oh, it's like supposed to be salty and weird. At least marmalade is like orange and fruity and
Yeah,
delicious.
yeah. It's basically like an orange jelly,
Yes.
but it's got other shit in it. Anyway, enough
We
about marmalade.
digress. I mean, they talk about it enough. This
They do,
movie.
they do.
It has all the nutrition for a bear in one small sandwich.
There you go.
And you have to keep a marmalade sandwich in your hat
For emergencies.
For emergencies.
But of course, tragedy strikes in darkest Peru. There's an earthquake.
But I don't think it's actually an earthquake. They don't actually come out and say it.
They don't.
But it looks like human activity. This looks like somebody is doing, like, cutting down the
So
rainforest.
you're saying like the aftermath
Yes.
looks like that.
That's what
I
it looked
agree
like
with-
to me.
I agree with you, but you're also doing it in the middle of the night. So that doesn't make any sense.
Illegal deforestation, Trent, in a protected environment.
I understand if that's what they're trying to get at, but there's no evidence of that.
They don't really get into it.
But then again,
the way it looks, that was my assumption.
An earthquake would not level the entire place.
No.
Also, you would never go underground during an earthquake.
I mean, at least they're smart enough to have shelter and not stay in the tree.
It's true.
But of course, Uncle doesn't...
No, actually, in their beehive.
Yes. But Uncle doesn't make it. All we find of him is his hat.
Yeah.
Because again, in this kind of movie, tragedy has to happen to move the characters forward.
Of course. So basically, they say, you know what? Let's put Paddington, who doesn't have a name yet, put Paddington stowaway on a boat to steam its way all the way to London town.
Yep. And then Aunt is going to the retirement home for bears.
Which we think at the time, at least I thought at the time, is just an easy way for them to say, I'm going to go off and die somewhere.
A metaphor. No. She quite literally means she's going to the retirement home for bears.
I love all the literal humor here, and we'll get into more of that later, but that's a great line.
Oh, yes. The home for retired bears. And yeah, he makes it. He's stowed away on a boat for who knows how long.
He goes through a lot of marmalade.
A lot of it.
And of course, they have a lovely fart joke.
There's a fart joke.
As a coda to that entire thing. He gets to where he's going to go, and he lifts up a cheek, and there's the foghorn.
And he's so excited to be there. And of course, his aunt has told him, in World War II.
Yeah.
She doesn't say World War II, but this is what she's talking about.
In the Human War or something like that.
Yes. The explorer told us that in England, when he was growing up, they had a war, and they would send the children to different train stations.
And they would put a lanyard over the kid's neck to tell them, this is who I am, this is who I belong to, this is my address, and I need taken care of until my parents come home or they don't come home.
Yep, and this is what they did during World War II.
And I told you while we were watching it, I've never heard of this.
I'm surprised. Yeah, this is absolutely...
I never heard this story.
This is absolutely something that is very real that happened.
I mean, it makes sense. I understand what happened during the war in London.
London was being bombed. They were relentlessly bombing the city. And so to protect all the kids, they loaded them up on trains and they sent them to the country. Yeah. So there's dozens of movies that feature this sort of thing. So have you ever watched The Chronicles of Narnia? The
first one, yes.
Well, in that one in particular.
I don't remember anything about it. I also read the book, but again, I don't remember much about it.
That's exactly what happens, though. The reason these kids find themselves in this situation is because they are sent to the country during the war for their protection. Okay. And they live with a kindly old professor who happens to have a magic wardrobe to an alternate universe.
And somehow the Lion Jesus is there.
Lion Jesus is there, but that's not this. We're talking about Paddington. But yeah, that was a real thing. They just kind of put a little tag on him that says, my name is Susie B. Johnson, and I'm from, Covington, and, send me back after the war is over.
Pretty much. But, of course, it doesn't actually say any of that stuff. It just says, please take care of this bear.
Which is so simple but sweet.
It is sweet. It's like something you put onto a stuffed bear.
Yes.
Excuse me, a toy bear.
Let's not use the stuffed word here.
Let's not get the stuffed thing.
A toy bear, yes. But yeah, it's precious. And I've heard stories like that where people find someone's bear on an airline and send it on adventures.
Totally.
Except in this scenario, he's a real living bear who's just looking for a new home because he's young and has a lot of life left to live, and Aunt and Uncle can't take care of him anymore, and his parents died a long time ago. So he goes to the train station, and the first time he's there, he tries to feed the pigeons and it goes horribly.
A good running joke.
It's a great joke. And of course, it's the same pigeon, if you notice. It has a little tuft on the top of its head.
No, I didn't see any of that.
Oh, yeah. No, it makes it look unique. And these pigeons follow him around the rest of the movie.
But yes, Sally Hawkins and the family find him and say, okay, you can come stay with us for a night. We understand that you say that you're from Peru and all this other stuff. You just happen to be a talking bear that, of course, we're just going to not react to.
Nope.
At all.
We don't need to address the fact that it is unusual to see a talking bear.
Not at all.
This is a normal Wednesday activity.
In the London Underground.
In the London Underground. But they decide we're going to take him home, and so they take him out for tea, and the father is very, apprehensive about taking this bear with him.
Yeah.
And he asks him what his name is, but of course he only speaks bear, so he says, well, my name is...
And then he tries it, and it's the easiest, most cliche joke imaginable. He tries to say it and says, oh, that was so rude, Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown, how dare you? So he decides that he needs a British name, and Mom gives him the name Paddington because, again, he's in the window and the sign is right above his head.
Found him at Paddington Station,
Yes.
of course. It makes sense.
It's a cute name for a cute bear in a little cute hat.
And it's an easy name for a kid to say.
You want to name him Ketchup the Bear?
I didn't really know that Brits don't really use ketchup all that much. They're kind of a mayonnaise
They're
people.
a mayo country, yeah.
And their
That's
ketchup,
for the American audience.
Of course, their ketchup isn't like super sweet
They
like
have
ours
catsup.
is. Yeah.
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 They're more mayo people, though.
Yes, very much so.
But yes, they get a ride from the cabbie, whose license plate says cabbie.
Of course. Hey, if you can get it, buddy. But of course, the cabbie, I love this little sequence, this montage of going through London, like showing a bunch of landmarks and whatever. The joke is he takes him through the entire city and he charges for the entire trip. Well, I heard that this was his first time in London, so I showed him the sights.
The cabbie's ripping
I
them
could have
off.
charged you more.
And they call it out, too. It's not just a cute montage. It's
Right.
like, you took long enough to get us here.
Oh, yes.
But then, of course, they take him home, and he's a bear that doesn't know how to do anything, or he's never been anywhere, and he doesn't know how to be in polite society. He knows to be polite.
Yes.
He knows he should have manners and what good manners are, but he doesn't know about a bathroom.
Right.
He doesn't understand what you do.
He's told maybe you should go upstairs and freshen up because, people on a long journey, they tend to want to wash themselves.
Right. And he said, well, I'll do what normal people do.
I want to do what normal people do, but I don't know what that is. So he goes in there and there's the incident with him in the bathroom.
Oh, yes.
But of course, while all that's happening, the father is a risk assessor, which is to say he works for an insurance company. So he gets on the phone immediately with his insurance company and says, I need to add something to my policy that will cover any kind of incident having to do with a bear.
We have a guest. It's a bear. He's about 3'6". Yes, a bear. So matter of fact.
Please don't put me on hold.
Yeah. But meanwhile, he uses the toothbrushes to clean his ears, and he drinks the mouthwash, and he flushes the toilet, and he gets his head stuck, and he floods the bathroom.
And of course, this is like the scene that you put
Yes.
that you put in the trailers. I remember this scene.
Oh yeah, he goes in a ride in the bathtub down the swirly staircase.
Yeah. That staircase might as well be like another character here.
Oh yes, it's a beautiful house. Like, and again, this
is.
is that kind of Wes Anderson quirky design. Like they have a tree, so they have a spiral staircase, and then they have a tree painted on the wall that kind of goes behind the staircase.
Yeah.
And at different parts of the movie, it's animated.
Yeah.
So like there's flowers on it, but then they fall off when it's sad, but then they bloom when it's happy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be there, but it's cute.
No,
it's a nice touch.
It's window dressing.
Absolutely. But of course, they say, oh, I forgot about this part, the joke where they say, we're going to give you a home, but not with us. Somebody needs to take care of you. We're going to send you to the orphanage.
Oh, yes.
It's not an orphanage. It's an institution for young souls whose parents have sadly passed on.
And they cut to when they say orphanage, like this like cartoonish,
Scary,
dark, scary
stormy
thing with the sign up front that says orphanage, and then I knew it was going to happen, and then it happened. They have this exact same scene with that line you just said.
Yep, the sign says institution for
Best moment in the movie.
Oh, it's so cheeky and so silly. I loved it.
Thank you for reminding me of that. Yes.
But yes, this is the sequence that is the most Wes Anderson in the movie because there's he's living in the attic.
Yes, yeah. He goes up to the attic and like there's this dollhouse kind of a thing.
Of the house.
Of that house.
Yep.
And it opens up like a diorama and we get introduced to all of the family members.
Yep, this is what Dad does, and Mom's an illustrator, and we live with Mrs. Bird, whose husband was a badass, so she's a badass.
Meanwhile, she's like sparking a torch.
A blowtorch.
A blowtorch to fix things in the bathroom.
Yep, and the little boy is really smart and can build anything with like
he gets
erector
into
sets.
mischief.
And the girl is really smart and can pick up any language.
But she also suffers from embarrassment.
Yep, she suffers from a difficult condition.
And of course, at the very end, he says she's recovering from embarrassment.
Yes. And yeah, he's writing a letter to his aunt and says, and my name is Paddington. That's my name.
P.S. This is my name now.
Yep. But it's just all very cute narration, and we get a nice sequence. And again, the most Wes Anderson thing about this entire movie is that scene. Yeah. And then we get to meet our villain of the piece.
Yes.
This is where we are introduced to Nicole Kidman's character, who we aren't really given a name. She's just the evil taxidermist.
Well, she's the daughter of the explorer.
But we don't find that out for a long time.
You're right.
So she's just this woman who works at the museum who is getting live specimens to make for her collection, because she's like, I can't possibly just continue to have boring run-of-the-mill specimens.
I need something unique.
She's got a monkey, and she's gonna kill that monkey.
She's gonna kill that monkey. But, of course, at the very end, we see that monkey is very much still alive.
They come back around.
You have to show the monkey still alive, Betsy.
In this kind of a movie where kids get very concerned, they're gonna be thinking about that monkey the rest of the movie.
And the monkey dumps a pile of shit on her.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
But there's a guy who delivers the monkey, and you were like, he looks familiar.
Right.
And it took me just a second, but then I said, I know exactly who that is. It's Nandor from What We Do in the Shadows, the television show.
Yeah, he's Nandor is the main vampire, I guess. It's the first it's the first one that we get introduced to.
Yep, the one who was like a warlord. Creepy paper.
Creepy paper, yes.
He looks nothing like that in real life, which is why I'm not surprised you didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a handsome man who's just very nondescript otherwise. And in that show...
And he's only in one scene here.
Right. And he looks so different on What We Do in the Shadow.
Right.
But he says something to her, or I don't exactly remember. She sees it on TV, or he heard about it. Somehow she finds out about Paddington. Like, he heard a story about a bear at the station. Well,
he was, like, following it. He said he was following it up until, like, came off the boat into the mail truck, and he followed it up until it got to the London Underground, and that's where he lost it.
Oh, he was like, I saw a bear. It was the weirdest thing. Just sort of a throwaway line.
Right.
But she realizes it's exactly the bear she's looking for. She knows about it, but we don't know why she knows about these bears.
And of course, she's got this whole big thing on her wall of all of the different things that her father, we don't know it's her father yet, all this stuff that her father had gathered from his
data.
From his excursions.
Mm-hmm. We meet the upstairs neighbor, Mr. Curry, who's played by Peter Capaldi, and he's like, grumble, grumble.
Just a busybody. He doesn't want any kind of mischief. in his neighborhood, in his apartment complex, anything like that.
Yep, so we meet him, and then we decide we're going to go and see a friend who works in the antique store to try to figure out where this hat is from.
Yeah.
And there's just these funny jokes like Paddington not understanding and taking things very literally.
Right, and this is the other literal stuff where he gets to the London Underground to go on the subway again, and he's confounded by the escalator.
Yep.
And he reads all the signs. He's not really comfortable with it. He reads the signs saying, dogs must be carried.
Right, not... Don't let your dog ride down on the escalator and carry them instead.
Like, oh, no,
he thinks it's actually a requirement.
Means I have to have a dog in order to be on this thing. So he goes and gets a dog.
And then, of course, it says stand on the right, meaning stand on the right, walk on the left. But he just stands on one foot. So there's an image of this poor bear holding a dog on one foot. And then he tumbles, and just like when he's on his back and his butt is just like bumping under the stairs on the escalator. There's some great sight gags in this.
Totally.
And like he meets the antique guy, Jim Broadbent, and he witnesses a pickpocket.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh no, he's dropped his wallet. I must chase him.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks he's a police officer.
Yeah, because he accidentally gets on a skateboard and goes through the clothing, and somehow he gets a police hat and whistle and whatever else.
They say
it's a kid's movie.
I think they said something about Portobello Road, which is it is the place you go and get like antiques and street vendors and like quirky shops and things. And this is the only reason I know about Portobello Road, weirdly, is because of the movie Bedknobs and Broomsticks, which is another one you haven't seen, but coincidentally is about children in World War II who are being sent to the country. And instead they live with a woman who's a witch. But she gets all her witchy stuff at Portobello Road.
All right, then.
It's a delightful movie, and Angela Lansbury is a treasure.
She is. I agree with S.
But I digress yet again.
So we have the entire sequence of him chasing after the pickpocket, where we already described most of that stuff. He gets he's basically skitching on the bus. Is a bus line or
There was a car, and then there was a double-decker bus that he's being dragged behind on a skateboard.
Right. That's called skitching.
Is that what that's called?
Yes.
I've never heard that word before.
Mm-hmm.
I know the activity.
Yeah.
I just didn't know it had an official name.
Yep. You get on a skateboard and you grab onto the back of a
Something
vehicle,
moving.
a motorized vehicle, and you get really, really fast, and then you let go.
The thing I know that from is Back to the Future.
Yes.
That would probably be the first time in my life I saw someone do that.
Okay. Anyway, that's a really cool sequence. And then Paddington is the hero because he busts the pickpocket and he falls over, and all of his wallets just suddenly spill out on the ground.
You have a lot of wallets.
You have a lot of wallets.
But yes, Paddington's a hero, and he's only been in London one day.
He gets in the paper, and everybody's talking about him.
Hero bear.
Everybody knows him on the street corner.
Because again, it's totally a normal thing that a talking bear is the hero of London.
Not a lot happens in
I
London.
should have a big problem with this, but I was so engrossed I don't care. I am
care.
along for this ride with the rest of you Brits.
Yes, thank you.
But yes, the family starts to take him in more, and the kids like him, and they tell the story about how dad always, he's no fun, but he used to be, and he was this wild man on a motorcycle, but the second his daughter was born, he shaves his mustache and cuts his hair and trades it in for a beige Suburban. And so dad's the old fuddy-duddy, and the kids say, you don't worry about dad, you're a part of the family now. And, they give him a little makeover where they blow dry the bear.
Right.
And they give him the little coat, and we get the, oh, this is my old coat. Well, it was my coat first. Well, it was your dad's coat first.
Right.
So this hand-me-down coat
Completes the ensemble.
And it's very sweet. It's a little family heirloom, basically.
Yeah.
And he is being indoctrinated into the family.
Yeah.
This is a hand-me-down coat that everybody gets, and it's your turn now, Paddington, and you're one of us.
That's nice.
It was very sweet. I loved that.
So that's end of day one.
Right?
There's a lot that happens in the first day.
A lot happens in one day.
But the day isn't over yet completely for everybody, because Nicole Kidman is stalking the she has her Mission Impossible thing. She shoots a lot of people with tranquilizers.
She is dead set on getting this damn bear.
Yeah.
At whatever cost.
She infiltrates the London Underground security, so she finds of course, it's London, so there's closed-circuit television cameras everywhere.
Right. That's
so she infiltrates that and finds out the cabbie name of who took the bear to the house. She tortures and interrogates the cabbie just to find out where it was.
Also, I'm pretty sure she murdered him because he was tied up and hanging upside down over the river, and when she lets him go, he's still tied up and dropped into the river. So I'm pretty sure that's a murder that we just saw.
It's possible. We don't see him again.
We don't see him again.
Yeah.
And one does not usually manage to swim if one is tied up.
Yeah, so she finds out where the bear was dropped off. The next day, she's like hanging out in a phone booth. And I think this is maybe one of your favorite moments.
This was stupid and hilarious. Yeah, Peter Capaldi starts banging on it like, why are you loitering on my street?
Putting up advertisements in the phone booth,
Who
blah,
do you
blah,
think
blah.
you are? And then she opens... She opens the door and everything cuts to slow-mo and he's in love. And we hear Lionel Richie's, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" It was so stupid. I loved it. And he's just get this washes over him and he's in love. Love at first sight. I will do anything for you. I'll tell you anything you need. And he basically gets suckered into being her little henchman because she's so beautiful and he's so in love.
Reconnaissance, yes.
But they've managed to figure out from Paddington's hat that it came from an explorer because it's branded with the Geographers Guild. So they don't have a name yet, but they know this is where they might get some information. They're trying to find the explorer so that we can maybe give Paddington a home with him. And they go there and they have this crazy, this kind of movie has a crazy pneumatic tube system.
I love pneumatic tubes.
It's so great.
I wish just more places in general would utilize them in some capacity. Pneumatic tubes are awesome.
Yeah, and it's just so effective because it's like, in this movie, the perfect mix of old and new.
Yeah.
And pneumatic tubes are like...
It's very old.
And so they we want information on the darkest Peru. And
she types in a couple of different things and there's a bunch of sounds that go off and she gets a result back and says, "We got nothing.
We've never been to darkest Peru.
Yes.
Goodbye."
I must ask you to leave now.
Yep. But that's not good enough. They have to go and explore the archives on their own.
Yes.
So this requires a cunning disguise.
Oh, boy.
Where Hugh Bonneville gets into drag as a cleaning lady.
Sure.
And, of course, he is a stunning beauty, as most men in drag in this situation, in this kind of movie, are to the security guard.
He also finds a bunch of makeup, too.
He does. Somehow he found not only the outfit, but makeup. And he was committed to the bit.
Of course.
And the security guard is quite enthralled with his beauty. Yes. But they figure out that, it's a ruse. They were in Peru. We have documents. But they deleted
all the records.
But they find film.
They found his film that he was filming at the beginning of the movie, his documentary stuff.
Yes. And then we get another joke where the security guard is like, I need to check your identification. And they never show the badge.
No.
But they explain the joke without showing the joke.
You look
very different. I lost weight. And what about this thing? And he gestures to his face. I had it lasered off. And you grew the arm back.
It's a fake arm. And he
can't feel a thing.
He pulls it up and just does the robot thing, and he sticks him with the pin. It's like, I guess you don't feel anything.
Yep. It's so stupid. I loved it. It's just that thing about your brain can fill in the joke without them having to show you the joke.
Yeah.
And I appreciate when they treat the audience smarter than you give them credit for. Like children in particular. This is meant for children. Kids can now imagine the person who is on that badge. Mm-hmm. And you're letting them use their imagination. And it's hilarious because of it.
Yes. But eventually, he gets found out.
Why, though, Trent? Why is he found out? What goes awry?
They accidentally, apparently Paddington brought along a sandwich. He brought his lunch.
Yes.
A foot-long marmalade sandwich.
On French bread.
And it gets, unfortunately, stuck in the tube, and they jam the tube.
They jam
the tube. Betsy, did you get that?
I did get that. Get that incredibly sexy woman.
Get that.
Stop her.
Oh.
And so they get the video, and it's exactly what they expected, and they get a name. It's Montgomery Clyde.
Yeah.
Was the man we are looking for. So Paddington stays home one day while the family goes about their day, and he's looking through the telephone book for all the M. Clydes.
Yeah.
And he's left home alone, so the nosy neighbor calls up this
Nicole Kidman.
evil taxidermist, because again, we don't know her name at this point.
Yep.
And says, he's alone. He's all by himself. Come on over. And, it's again, he doesn't know how things work. So he messes about in the tape and the phone is ringing and he's trapped himself in Scotch tape. And there's Mission Impossible, she gets in through the ceiling light and, he describes her as an elephant with the body of a snake.
Right.
Because he's in the jungle. He wouldn't know what an elephant is because there's not elephants in South America.
Not in Peru.
He would know what a snake is, certainly.
Sure.
But yeah, everything goes amiss and he starts a big explosion and she gets away and
it's like a weird Rube Goldberg
Yeah.
kind of a way to turn the stove on. Of course, it's a gas stove.
it's right.
Have the gas stove go off and there's a whole big hubbub and suddenly something falls on the igniter, causing a huge explosion that causes Nicole Kidman to skedaddle out of there.
Yeah, because she hears the sirens. It must be stopped. She has to get out of there.
Yeah.
But the family doesn't believe him, and he doesn't, again, understand what things are or how things work, so he can't even express himself. He tells them exactly what he saw, as he saw it, as he's able to express himself.
Yeah.
But they think he's lying, and he says, I would never lie to you.
Right.
I would never do that. But they don't believe him. And
he gets all sad.
And he gets sad, and they say, you know what? We gotta send Paddington away. He needs to go somewhere else. And he hears them say this, as one does in these movies. Mm-hmm. And he packs up his little bag and he leaves a note, and it's very sad.
But he goes around the city and knocks on every door trying to find this guy. And he doesn't get there until the very end.
All the M-Clydes.
Yep. And finally, by the end, he realizes, oh, I got the wrong house. Goes to go over to the right house. And there's Nicole Kidman.
Well, before we got to that, I wanted to make one point about this. So this is really, again, really good filmmaking at points in this movie. So we talk about how this is very Wes Anderson, bright, vibrant, colorful. When he leaves, did you notice it's very beige
the color
and
kind of
sad?
The color washes out of that kitchen.
Yeah.
I did notice that. I absolutely noticed that.
Like, Mom is usually wearing like purple stockings and a red shirt.
She wears
and
like red
yellow
everything.
And pink, and she's very like multi-patterned, multicolored.
Yeah.
And then when he leaves, she's wearing this very sad like brown turtleneck.
I didn't see what she was wearing, but
it's like beige.
The entire room looked kind of muted.
Everybody is suddenly very sad, and it's reflected in their clothes. So there's some effective filmmaking in this. It's like immediate too.
Yeah.
But you're right. He finally goes through all the M-Clydes. He gets to the last one, and it's Nicole Kidman. And she says, that was my father.
Right.
And now it all makes sense because he was an explorer, and we get this tragic backstory. He refused to bring a specimen back with him from Peru.
Yeah.
The Explorer Society shuns him. They say,
Turn your back on this explorer.
We revoke your membership. Turn your back. And so he's shamed and shunned, and she makes it her life's work to prove that he's the real deal. I'm going to get this bear.
Well, and even she says, like, my father could have been rich and famous if he would have just brought the specimen back. Which is to say, bring a body back.
Exactly. Like, here's Captain Cook brought this back from the Galapagos, and this person brought this back from Australia and from Antarctica. And do you see my dad's name anywhere? No, because he was left behind, and I'm going to complete his work. They'll be sorry. They'll all be sorry.
Right.
Again, it's that thing about, like, Up, like another movie we talked about. Nobody believed him, so he makes it his life's mission to get that damn bird. Nobody believes her father. She makes it her mission to get a bird. It's a bear, but she's insane.
Yes.
The key difference here, she's insane. But because the neighbor has a change of heart, and she shuns him, like she's kind of been flirting with Mr. Curry.
Right, just to get what she wants.
To get what she wants.
But then once he realizes what she's actually going to do...
Oh, you mean the giant van that says the word taxidermist on it?
With the live animal in there? Yeah.
That didn't give it away?
Not at all. But he makes an anonymous phone call
Quote,
to the Brown family.
Who's on the phone? It's Mr. Curry, and he's doing a funny voice.
No, it's Mr. Murray.
He's been kidnapped. Paddington has been kidnapped, and you can find him here at the museum, and this is what she's going to do to him. So you must stop him.
So the family all gets together. They go into the sewer. They infiltrate the place. But before that, the old lady, I don't get what's her name.
Mrs. Bird.
Mrs. Bird,
the housekeeper.
She distracts the security guard.
Someone has to.
By challenging him to a drinking game.
A drinking contest. Oh, would you help an old lady out? Oh, you're not up to snuff, are you? Ooh. And she just keeps bringing up bottles of liquor. No, I can't drink anymore. Don't be a wimp and
don't wuss out, man.
Brings out a second bottle.
And of course, she's drinking too.
Oh, she doesn't get drunk at all.
She is by the end.
By the end, but she is way better at drinking than he is. So she's hilarious.
She was married to a Navy man, so
That's
absolutely
right.
She is.
Like by the end, she's like swapped hats with him, and she's wearing the security hat. It's great.
That was a great scene.
But yeah, they all find him, and there's this happy conclusion because they find him in the museum, and they get up on the roof, and he escapes the evil taxidermist. And again, Mission Impossible literally plays while he's climbing up the inferno, the incinerator chimney.
We get the callback to the Dustbusters, and Dustbusters are not that powerful. But you have to suspend your disbelief for that one moment.
They would not be able to carry a 70-pound bear.
No, a 3'6", 70-pound bear.
I'm guesstimating here, but he's probably a hefty enough bear.
Yeah, they keep saying his height for some reason.
Yes. Well, and like when she goes to fill out a report with the police.
Right.
Oh, he's 3'6". He's a talking bear. He's wearing a blue coat and a red hat. Well, not very much to go on, is there?
Yep.
But yeah, they get to the museum, and Dad has his hero moment where he says, I'm going to climb out on the balcony, and I'm going to get Paddington.
And he lays one on Sally Hawkins.
Yes, the wild man he once was. Her hero comes back out.
Right.
And they get him out of there. He gets to the roof. They meet him up there and they save him. But, we find out it's Millicent Clyde, I think was her name.
Oh, God.
It was
I didn't even get that.
I think it was Millicent because she's also M. Clyde.
Oh.
And, she's going to get this bear. And like you said earlier, she has no problem taking out humans. I've never stuffed a human before.
Right.
Because she cray. But we get the running joke once again. Yeah. The pigeons are there. And he says,
has the sandwich for an emergency.
For emergencies. This is, if nothing else, Trent, this is an emergency. And he chucks the marmalade sandwich at her, and all the pigeons go after the sandwich, and they almost knock her off the roof. But she doesn't quite fall until Mrs. Bird, again, did you get that? Bird, the birds. And she's Bird. And she opens the thing and knocks her off onto the flagpole. Because again, she can't fall to her death.
No, she needs to get her. She needs to get her comeuppance.
Yeah, so she's hanging off a flagpole, but they get her, and she's arrested, and she's sentenced to community service.
No, anything but that.
Jail is too good for her, so they make her do community service at the petting zoo.
Shoveling shit.
Shoveling shit at the petting zoo. And the family takes Paddington home, and they're all very happy. And, he gets to write letters to his aunt at the retirement home, which we now see, the retirement home for bears.
Yep.
And it's all very happy, and we all just get, joy and a snowball fight. And
with some very fake snow.
Oh, yes, but it's just cute. It's cute.
It was very cute.
Everything about this movie is so cute. And as I said in the intro, this is very British. It is very, whimsical. It is colorful. There are funny music cues and sight gags and jokes that let you fill in your own interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a very cute movie.
Yes, I really enjoyed myself with this one. Like you said, I can very much understand why this was just completely beloved by everybody. And again, it's a short movie. It is approachable. You don't really need to have a whole lot of information.
No, it makes me want to go and look into Paddington more because he's clearly a beloved character.
Right.
To create a movie like this, like, it doesn't always work. Like, they made that Christopher Robin movie a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think people loved it, though, because it's such a beloved property, Winnie the Pooh, that you have to treat it with kid gloves.
Yeah.
And this is similar. Like, this is a beloved property that you need to treat with absolute care and respect for it to work. This movie could have been awful, or it could have been the thing they do where they try to modernize everything and make it like naughty and cheeky, but in like an adult way.
It was none of that.
No, this
and like
is
a lot of times with movies like this, there are like little nods to the audience, to like the parents in the audience, the adults in the audience.
A dirty joke or something.
Yeah, like a wink and a nod to something more dirty. Like the rudest thing was the fart joke, but it wasn't even a fart.
That was another one of those blink and you miss it kind of moments.
Yeah, or if you don't get what's happening, you're gonna miss it.
Yeah, because I was just kind of like, oh, he's got a grumbly stomach, and then there's a horn, but then you're like, it's a fart joke. It's like, oh, yeah, that is a fart joke.
Yeah, because he lifted up his cheek. Come on.
Yep. But yeah, it's just one of those movies that's very layered. It's very fun. I'm glad we watched this.
Absolutely.
This was adorable.
Yes.
I can recommend this movie to all who are listening.
All right, that's going to be the end of this one. But before we go, we're going to read an email that's been a long time coming. Stephanie wrote us an email about a month ago. And unfortunately, we took a vacation and then we came back and we decided to do the Twilight series. And it didn't really make sense to read an email about a movie that wasn't Twilight. So we're going to read an email about Moon.
Yes.
We covered Moon about a month ago. We really enjoyed it. So let's, again, spoilers for Moon and anything else going forward.
So stop listening now if you haven't seen Moon.
Yes, skip ahead. Anyway, about Moon. This is such a great small film. I love the small cast with a small set. I love Sam Rockwell and Matt Berry. Have you seen Toast of London? It's so good.
You started watching it.
I did.
It's very British.
I love Matt Berry.
He's great.
Speaking
of what we do in the shadows.
Speaking of what we do in the shadows, he's the greatest. His voice, though, his intonation of his voice it's enough to make me laugh every time I hear it.
It's somebody being really serious.
Yep.
About things that are not serious. He's a Shakespearean
That's my favorite shit.
Projecting actor.
Yes.
Where everything is very important, but he's talking about like toilet paper. It doesn't make any sense, but that's why it's hilarious.
I don't know what it's from, but I've shown this to you. There's like, I don't know, somebody showed me this clip a long, long time ago. It is from one of his many, many shows that he's done, where he's a dude like on the street, like introducing himself to women on the street. Hey, I want to date you. And he goes up to someone and says, oh, I'm going to get you this drink and blah, blah, blah. And the woman says, oh yeah, that's my boyfriend's favorite drink. And he just immediately says, fuck you, I'm out of here. And it's clip after clip after clip of him in different scenarios of him just saying, fuck you, after the woman says, well, my boyfriend, saying, I want nothing to do with you because you're already attached.
Yes, I don't know what that's from, but that I can picture it.
Oh, it's so funny. Anyway, back to the email. I think the clone concept is done really well. I also really love the idea that the AI is helpful and not actively against them. Agreed. Mm-hmm. I always assumed that Sam, the real Sam, sold the company his genetic material after his contract was up. So he did go up there initially, and then they cloned him. It's
open for interpretation.
Yeah,
so
it's completely
totally
open.
Plausible.
It's very possible. It could have been that. It also could have been that he just sold his genetic material prior to that, and they've just been using it. Like maybe you have to be like tested. You have to be a candidate for such a thing.
Right.
And if your genetics is good enough to be like docile enough to be controlled that way, then yeah.
Maybe.
She says, I love to watch Sam Rockwell dance. I think the editing is pretty good. That poor dying clone breaks my heart.
Yeah, that movie was really good.
It was good. It was dark. It was funny. It's a lot. And just to finish up, it is an incredibly interesting movie, and I really like the ending. I just realized that the film I recommended a little while ago, Mute, actually takes place in the same universe. And they show a news show with Sam Rockwell testifying as different clones.
That's crazy.
That is so crazy.
That's a very specific
I
coincidence.
almost want to just go and see that scene of that movie just to see what that's all about.
Well, and remember, I looked at when you got this email, I looked into this. It's Duncan Jones. He made that movie too.
He made both movies. Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense.
He says, Moon is way better than Mute, in my opinion, but Mute is a very different movie, and I liked it. Anywho, hope you're enjoying your vacation. Love, Superfan Stephanie. We did enjoy our vacation, Stephanie, and we thank you for your email. And
thank you as always for your emails.
As always. So yes, that is the end of this show. We're going to continue on with more just rando movies. I don't know what we're going to do next, and neither does Betsy.
No, but we're still looking for more emails.
Yes.
For Twilight, for Paddington.
For anything.
For any movie
yes.
that we have covered, or maybe for stuff we haven't covered yet.
Yes.
What should we cover?
So please email us at neverseenitpod@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, neverseenit_pod. You can also support the show by clicking the link in the podcast description about support. Also, please, we're going to say this every time, subscribe to the podcast on the iTunes or the Spotify or whatever else, and rate us on both platforms, if you would.
And I haven't brought it up yet, but I was recently featured on another podcast.
Yes.
So while you're searching out podcasts, go check out the Midtown Coffee Radio Hour.
Yeah.
I was a special guest on their most recent episode this May. Mm-hmm. So check them out too. I was very happy to participate.
Yeah. It's another locally produced live podcast that is an actual show with like musical guests and whatever else. And they were nice enough to get Betsy on. So we thank them.
So give them a shout out here.
Absolutely.
But that's it for this one. We'll be back again in a couple of days. In the meantime, this has been Never Seen It. I am Betsy.
And I am Trent.
And we will be with you next time.
Bye-bye.